This time we're doing a Haven Retaliation mission, which means we'll need to bring out some of our big guns. For our squad, I'm taking our Phantom Ranger as our usual scout. We have 2 Grenadiers, for increased cover destruction. We have a Skirmisher, for technical abilities and shooting twice in a turn. And our veteran Sharpshooter, for her pistol skills. For items, we just have the standard loadout of Flashbang and Talon rounds. No one else has gotten any new upgrades since the last video, we only have the 1-mag shotgun.
One of those Chosen is leading an assault on the Resistance encampment in this area. Our people are doing what they can to fight back, but we need to help protect the civilians trapped nearby. There's a group of Resistance soldiers hunkered down not far from your position. Move in and help fend off the attacking alien forces.
War of the Chosen actually added a new type of Haven Retaliation mission, where the civilians are in 2 large groups. The interesting thing about this is that some of them are on a 3rd Resistance team. You can't directly control them, but they'll help you fight the aliens and it makes it significantly easier. We'll start by moving our scout up and trying to find the enemies.
Heading to that location.
Roger that. Moving to position. Tired of waiting around. Scanning. Overwatch.
These mutons seem a little more agile than the ones we've fought in the past. It looks like they're still serving as the aliens' frontline.
Mutons are an extremely dangerous unit. Like mechs, they're armored, can do a considerable amount of damage and have explosives, but they also have a nasty slash attack and can actually counterattack your melee strikes. The other pod is a Viper and a mech. We can see the first mech. That's a problem. I don't want it to shoot at us.
On your order.
This was a bad play. We activated the other pod. I should have jumped down to the floor below. I'm going to grenade this mech. That way we shred its armor and blow out the floor for some fall damage. Next we'll move our sharpshooter up. She has lightning hands, so she can finish off this mech. It would be great if she rolled max damage and killed it in one shot.
There's something over here. Got him!
We're probably going to have to give up on scouting. With 4 aliens in the fight, and how tough they are, this is going to get pretty rough. Let's get our skirmisher into high ground. He's technically flankable by the mech here, since it can jump up to the roof, but it should go for civilians. He's not going to be able to kill that Viper. Not unless he crits and rolls max damage.
Let's do this!
We can grenade the muton, but we don't have a way to kill it, so it'll just take cover again next turn. I'm going to use my ranger to finish off that Viper.
No problem, boss. I'm busted. That all you got?
Scanning!
I'm going to hunker down with my skirmisher because he's only in half cover. He's going for civilians, which is fine, but he took out one of the resistance fighters, which is bad because we lose that little bit of firepower.
Advent isn't backing off. They've got units in the AO that are ignoring our forces just to get a better shot at the civilians. Take those bastards down.
This is exactly why you can't leave mechs alive. Their micro-missiles have a large blast radius and can potentially destroy cover. If that happens while there are still enemies with actions left to take, those soldiers are as good as dead. They're close together now though, so we'll use a grenade to shred both their armor.
Here I come! Grenade out!
Our skirmisher will do a minimum of 6 damage, assuming he hits both shots, so we'll go for the mech. Our sharpshooter doesn't have quick draw yet, so she can only shoot once. This mod is yet another F1, which allows you to bring up a detailed unit info sheet by pressing F1, similar to Enemy Unknown. Let's take the shotgun in and see if we can finish this guy off. He's dead. You can tell because the game hitched for a second.
Anyone want a souvenir? The resistance team is in the clear. They're moving to help the other survivors. There's a large group of civilians pinned down within range of your position. Sensors indicate hostile forces are closing in fast. We need to get in there before the aliens slaughter those people.
The resistance fighters who survived the first attack will move to the second group to help. Ideally, you still have both. I'm going to go for this loot. We're far enough away from the second group that there shouldn't be any aliens nearby.
Got it. Moving. Target package secured. Orders confirmed. On the move. Come get some.
When this cutscene happens, it means that group is now active and the aliens will start attacking them.
There better be something there.
Moving to position.
It's important not to rush here. Like regular retaliations, you only need 6 civilians for it to count as a success. We already have 4, so we have plenty of time.
On Overwatch.
This is why this mission type is a lot easier than the other one. You get a lot of help.
Seems doable.
There's not much going on for the next few turns. We need to carefully approach the group. If we stumble into a pod when we're not ready, With the injuries we have, it could get very bad very quickly.
Readying weapon.
Scan Overwatch.
You can see how many of these fighters we get, and we would have actually had one more. So the damage adds up quite quickly. It's a lot of essentially guaranteed damage every turn.
Whatever you say.
Here I come. I'm on it. Heading to that location.
Got it covered.
Overwatch.
It's under my watch.
I'm on it. Possible hostile contact.
We're close enough now to start reasonably pulling pods. I'm going to keep my ranger free. That way he can move for a flanking shot later with the mag shotgun.
Let's do this. We've got Advent here.
I'm also going to keep that grenadier free, because she has a stock. We can hit both of them with a grenade, but I'm struggling to see which tiles we're hitting. I just want to double check where that stun lancer is. My ranger can't get to this tile, which suggests he's there. It's difficult to make out, but the shot that would also destroy his cover can't quite reach the tile where the other stun lancer is.
Throwing grenade.
Now our ranger can move to get a good flanking shot.
I can handle that. You're just lucky they don't let me use my...
Our skirmisher also has a grenade. While we always want high ground for him, we can save his grapple for the next pod, since we should be able to kill this guy without it. We have to be careful not to get too close to the civilians, as there are still Faceless on this mission.
Okay. Target disabled. Affirmative, covering now.
We'll start with the shotgun, since it's our highest damage weapon and also has a good chance to crit. We'll move a bit closer to make sure it's a 100% shot though. I was hoping for a little bit more than that. We may as well take it out with the rifle, since it's a 100% shot.
Hostile neutralized. Let's move already! On the move. I'm on it.
Menace 1-5, you've secured the remaining civilians and there are no other hostile contacts on the scope. Good work out there.
You can see we're getting a lot of really tanky enemies now. We need to start teching up to be able to deal with them. In hindsight, I wish I'd brought more rangers with mag shotguns. You could also see how dangerous mechs can be. If they use micro missiles early in a turn and destroy cover, it can be devastating.
End the Elder's false vision. That is the purpose of all skirmishers. Until it is done, there can be no other path for us.
These two are going to be out for 7 days, which is not too bad. We have plenty of other grenadiers and our sharpshooter isn't that important yet. For promotions, I'm going with quick draw. This means she can fire twice in a turn with her pistol, and with lightning hands sometimes she can shoot 3 times. Death from above is very strong, especially with the endgame sniper rifle, but honestly it just feels kind of cheesy to me, and I'd much rather just be able to shoot my pistol a bunch. And our skirmisher's finally reached his 2nd rank, which means we can get both of these abilities. First up, we've got Wrath, which is the inverse of Justice. Instead of pulling an enemy to you, you pull yourself to an enemy, and it works on all targets, not just humanoid ones. And the other one is Zero In, which gives you a crit and aim bonus for shooting twice in a turn. A solid buff that combines really well with his base abilities. While we are broke currently, I want to finish the Avenger power scan first.
Avenger plotting new course.
Elders know all too well that you approach the refuge of the insidious Templars. Do not assume that their aid will make any difference to your cause.
Next, I'm going to contact New Mexico. We're not going to be in time for the supply drop this month, but I just need to do it.
To make contact, we'll have to scan the region for a few days before the local resistance cell comes out of hiding.
Once we find them, we'll be up and running in the new region. Commander, using intel collected so far, we've managed to locate a resistance cell operating out of this region. It'll take us some time to scan for their exact position, though.
Our research was a success, Commander.
Advent has legions of these mechanized units out there helping to keep the peace. As far as I can tell, they're fully automated and armed to the teeth.
We get an upgraded gremlin, which is good, but we also get blue screen protocol, which is incredibly powerful. This allows you to construct EMP grenades and blue screen rounds. Blue screen rounds add an enormous +5 damage to every attack done with that weapon, and it extends to sharpshooter's pistols, which is just hilariously broken. Because we've gotten so many stun lancer corpses, we can now instantly autopsy them. We'll do that quickly.
Although Advent clearly intended for these units to be their means of dealing with any unruly civilians within the city centers, it seems they have come to rely on more brutal means of pacification in the time since.
This just gives you upgraded melee weapons, which is fine. Next, we'll probably do a Faceless or Muton autopsy. They're both extremely good.
Incoming message for you, Commander. Patching it through to your quarters now.
You have made considerable progress against the aliens over the past month, Commander. I hope that your ongoing efforts will only lead to further success.
The Elders have blessed me. No, empowered me. I am stronger than ever, and I will not fail them.
This usually means mechs, so we need to get those blue screen rounds online as soon as possible.
My understanding of your methods, of your means of resistance, grows so very quickly.
Both of those events are very bad. We'll have to see what we can do about that. Nothing new here. We still haven't finished any of our covert actions, so we'll carry on. We definitely want to go and get those supplies to build more mag weapons.
Before we can establish contact with the local resistance. I'd advise we stick around and finish the job, but the choice is yours.
I'm glad to see our joint effort paid off like we hoped.
Soon enough, the Chosen will be trying to hide from us.
Keep this up, Commander, and we might just make you an honorary Reaper. Things are going so well. Sounds like my Reapers can take on some new orders.
Our influence with the Resistance factions has motivated them to share some new information on the Chosen.
Let's have a look down our list. This is actually quite good for more contacts. Obviously, this is the most broken thing in the game. You can essentially delay the Avatar project forever. They all have a chance of captured soldiers, and unfortunately we can't do it because we don't have the money. We'll hold off from that for a little bit. We'll probably go with the Resistance Order, or maybe an engineer. For the hacking reward, we'll send a specialist. Not Bruno though, because he's too low level and doesn't go on enough missions. We don't mind soldiers being injured. They generally don't get wounded too badly from covert actions.
My people to get underway immediately.
Commander, we've got local resistance forces waiting to make contact, but we'll have to make the first move.
Communications facility now operational.
This means we can now contact more regions if we need to. We don't need it right now, but we want it to be ready for when we do. take the engineer and assign them to the room we're excavating. Now we want to continue contacting this region.
For Mexico. New objective added.
Commander, we've established contact with the local resistance, and we can move on the Advent Black site on your order. We should make sure our troops are fully equipped and ready for a tough mission. I'm guessing security will be tight at the facility. We're making progress, Commander. I've updated our objectives based on the latest findings.
Now we have the Black site available if necessary. We'll go and get those supplies.
Plotting new course.
Commander, the aliens have made significant progress toward their goals. New Advent facilities are cropping up around the world. Commander, we've just received intel that one of Dr. Vollin's escape test subjects is guarding a nearby Advent facility. Best be prepared before we try to take it out.
As we said previously, it's the facilities with yellow text that have an alien ruler. I'm not sure why it's playing that audio. We'll actually go and quickly check the black market and see if there's anything worth buying.
Market is open.
Expanded magazine and another hair trigger. I don't think I really need the second hair trigger right now, but I'll definitely take the expanded magazine. Superior perception is one of the best items in the game. We're definitely going to buy that. Next we'll sell some inventory. We want the Illyrium cores and Viper corpses, but the advanced conditioning we can spare. For Viper corpses, we still haven't done the Viper autopsy yet.
Avenger plotting new course.
Now we'll actually scan the supplies.
Commander, the aliens continue to make progress on the Avatar project.
We're ready to go, Commander. If you need a skulljack, we can build one at any time.
Now would be a good time to start the blue screen protocol.
Right away, Commander. I'll send word when the project is complete.
Commander, with the number of contacts we've established, we're getting requests for support from multiple sites around the world. Unfortunately, we only have the resources to respond to one of them. The decision is yours.
This is a hidden event, which I don't really care about too much, but even if it wasn't, it has the surgical sitrep, which means you can only take 3 soldiers. This is basically death. The game is supposed to make it easier on these missions to account for the fact you only have 3 units. It does, but it's so minor that it's basically a guaranteed fail. This one, on the other hand, not only is it countering a dark event we actually care about, it also gives us a scientist.
Setting course for the Eastern U.S. Precinct.